You are a janitor, old man. You clean toilets. You do not touch a $10 million prototype. The scream echoed through the pristine white laboratory of Aerotech. Dr. Adrian Hale, the 29-year-old lead engineer, stood over the terrified older man, his face red with rage. I saw a leak. The janitor, Samuel, stammered. Samuel was 65, with a curved spine and hands that shook slightly. He held a dirty rag in one hand and a mop in the other, the hydraulic pressure in the knee joint. It's oscillating. Adrian laughed. It was a cold, cruel sound. He looked at his team of young Ivy League scientists. Did you hear that? The man who mops up spilled coffee thinks he understands the physics of the Atlas Walker. Adrian grabbed Samuel by his gray uniformed collar and shoved him toward the door. This robot is the future of military defense. It has a quantum stabilizer. You wouldn't understand it if I drew it in crayons for you. Get out. You're fired. I don't want your dust anywhere near my machine before the general arrives. Samuel didn't fight back. He adjusted his glasses, looked at the massive robot one last time with a look of deep sadness, and walked out the door. He left his mop bucket in the hall. Adrian straightened his lab coat. All right, team. Prep for the demo. General Vance is landing in 20 minutes. This has to be perfect. What Adrian didn't know, what nobody at Aerotech knew, was who Samuel really was. 40 years ago, Samuel was not a janitor. He was Dr. Samuel Blackwood, the grandfather of modern robotics. He had designed the propulsion systems for the Mars rovers, but after a classified government project went wrong and hurt people, Samuel had walked away. He destroyed his credentials, changed his name, and took the simplest job he could find, just to stay close to the machines he loved without the burden of command. 20 minutes later, the laboratory doors opened. General Vance, a 4-star general with a chest full of medals, walked in, flanked by government officials. Dr. Hale, the general boomed. Show me what my tax dollars bought. Adrian smiled confidently. General, meet Atlas. He pressed the activation button on his tablet. The massive steel robot hummed to life. Its eyes glowed blue. It stood up, 12 feet of terrifying power. Walk, Adrian commanded. The robot took a step. Then another. The investors clapped. But then, a sound cut through the room, a high-pitched whine. The robot froze. Mid-step, the blue lights in its eyes flickered to red. What's happening? The general asked, his hand drifting to his sidearm. Just a calibration error, Adrian said, sweating. He tapped furiously on his tablet. Reset. Abort. The robot didn't reset. Instead, its massive hydraulic arm swung wildly, smashing a glass partition. Scientists screamed and ducked. The machine was seizing up. The pressure in the knee joint, the exact spot Samuel had warned about, was building to a critical explosion. Turn it off. The general roared. I can't, Adrian screamed, panic in his voice. The software's locked. The pressure is at 300%. It's going to blow. If the hydraulic core exploded, it would take out the entire room. Everyone ran for the exits. Everyone except one man. The service door swung open. Samuel walked in. He didn't look like a frail old janitor anymore. He moved with purpose. He walked straight toward the thrashing, dangerous robot while everyone else ran away. Hey! Get back, you idiot! Adrian yelled from behind a desk. It's going to explode. Samuel ignored him. He didn't look at the tablet. He didn't look at the code. He looked at the machine. He could hear it. He knew the rhythm of the hydraulics because he had written the original theory on them in 1985. He dodged a swinging metal arm that would have taken his head off. He slid underneath the massive legs of the robot. Give me a wrench, Samuel shouted. His voice wasn't shaky, it was commanding. A stunned mechanic slid a wrench across the floor. Samuel grabbed it. He reached up into the exposed underbelly of the knee joint. He found the manual override valve, a failsafe. That wasn't in the digital manual. A failsafe only the original designers knew existed. The robot groaned. Steam hissed violently, burning Samuel's hand. But he didn't let go. He torqued the valve 3 full turns to the left, then 1 hard turn to the right. Hiss. ... Clank. The red lights faded. The robot slumped forward, powering down safely. The explosion was stopped. The room was dead silent. The only sound was Samuel's heavy breathing as he crawled out from under the machine, grease smearing his face. General Vance stepped forward, ignoring Adrian. He walked up to Samuel. The general stared at the janitor's face. He narrowed his eyes. Then, his jaw dropped. "Dr. Blackwood!" the general whispered. Samuel wiped his glasses. "Hello, Vance. It's been a long time. You were just a captain back then." Adrian stood up, trembling. You ... You know the janitor. Janitor. General Vance spun around, his face purple with rage. "You arrogant fool. He wrote the code this robot is running on." Adrian's face went pale. "But," he was mopping the floors. "Because I wanted peace," Samuel said quietly, standing up. "But I tried to tell you, son. The oscillation in the knee." General Vance looked at Adrian. "The contract is cancelled. I am not giving billions of dollars to a company led by a man who fires a genius because he wears a uniform." The general turned to Samuel. "Doctor, we have a new facility opening in Nevada. We need a director. No mopping required." Samuel looked at his burned hand, then at the robot. He smiled. "Only if I can pick my own team, and no arrogance allowed." "Done," the general said. Adrian was fired before the day was over. Samuel Blackwood returned to the world of science, proving that true genius doesn't need a fancy suit. It just needs a wrench and the humility to listen. Moral: never judge someone by their job title. The person you overlook might be the only one who knows how to fix your mess.